effectively was digging up more than I thought we were digging up. I thought we were doing a corner, so I nearly had heart failure. That dog's rolled in fox poo. I can smell it. It's really quite strong. Yeah. So this morning when I walked into my office, Simon had printed out the questions onto my desk, and unfortunately they're no longer on my desk. I did flick through them. You didn't even flick through them, don't lie. I just put them in the bin. You're quite right. 19th of May, and we've had 5 mil of rain, 2.2 mil of rain in Bedfordshire where the mustard is, which won't be enough, I don't think, to make any great advancements out of the ground, but we'll see what's coming. It looks like we've got more rain coming. Shamet told me earlier when I saw him that apparently we've got some very high weather events this coming weekend, so 27, I don't know if that's quite right, but that's what he's saying. Oh, Tom's nodding, so that's good. So I better get the garden furniture out, get that revved up. Anyway, spraying wise, we've got a new programme coming. We're off to the lorry. One of the lorries is going off to the Mould in North Wales to go and pick up some efficient N28 fertiliser to help boost the protein levels through Agri. So Paul's dispatching somebody to go down. They've got 2 loads to do. Need about 40,000 litres. Each bowser holds about 22.5 to 23,000 litres. So we'll go down there, bring that up, and then Kieran and Sandy will start spraying. Sandy's back to work tomorrow, so he's currently, as I understand it, in the Lake District on his route back down from Scotland. And see, a Scotsman always goes back to Scotland for a holiday, and I like to go off to France or somewhere. It probably makes me French. But anyway, the concreting, they're going to start concreting Thursday, Friday in the yard. I had a bit of a heart failure today when I went in the yard and saw Dave, what I thought was amazing concrete, tattering it up. Anyway, sort of got over that. And then we're going to redo some of the concrete outside the workshop because that's been pretty desperate for a good 20 years. So going to try and make right that. And then they're putting the curbs around the outside of the main yard. Got Ollie Peters and his team in. They're putting curbs around so we can then get that prepared and then start looking at crossing. Glyn is currently on the digger. He's finishing the track off. He's now put a base layer down. Now he's coming back on himself, one for a better word, putting a top layer on. Freddie's putting black chippings on at the pad we've done at across the road, 104 acres. They've done down at Rectory now. So that's finished and prepared, so that's good. Kieran and Tom are currently doing fencing, putting up some fencing so the curbs can go in and taking out where the gates were and filling that in. They'll carry on doing that while they can't spray. And Raymond's currently doing pigeons on the peas, and then he'll go on to painting if the weather allows him this afternoon. So he's been painting gates. Young Will, the apprentice, who's on a day release once a week from Shuttleworth College. He's typically mostly in with Simon in the workshop, but Simon being on holiday, so he's been helping us around the farm, doing some painting and servicing the hedge cutters and things for Pete and that sort of thing. So quite a bit of estate maintenance type work. Chris is back, so he's currently clearing up one of the farms with Tom, where they've redone some slates on the roof. They've redone some guttering and getting round where the gutters twist in the heat, and they sort of twist and don't work right, so we're having to replace sections of guttering, etc. So good time for us to get a lot of estate work out the way while the weather's been allowed us to. Ready for countdown now. 5 weeks is my guess until harvest. The combines will be coming out the shed soon, and headers on, getting all kitted up. We'll start getting everything done. Students will start turning up from the colleges, so we'll start to get a bit more done. And it's probably, I think, one of the best times, this run up to harvest, of suddenly you can get a lot of small jobs out the way that you've had on the list nearly all year. So we'll go and have a bit of a tour around. I'm going to go find a jacket that fits though. Right, so what we're doing here is we're where the yards and the concrete's only 11 years old, unfortunately. But where we've got these corners like this, where they've broken off, and they're starting to sink and collapse, probably exaggerated because we were having these dry times these last few years. But we're just taking the opportunity to cut these areas out. And then we're going to re-concrete these. It's devastating looking at it like this, because obviously I paid a builder to do all this, and feel like I'm constantly going around, same person who did my swimming pool, constantly going around clearing up their bad work, one job after another. Really frustrating. Anyway, I try not to look at it. I came out here this morning and he effectively was digging up more than I thought we were digging up. I thought we were doing a corner, so I nearly had heart failure. But anyway, I'll go up here and I'll show you the bits we're doing up here. So these are some of like the turning points when they're backing into the pits, that sort of thing. So we just saw cut this. We'll just redo the base for the stone. We'll then compact this, and then that's going to be concreted on Thursday. And what doesn't get concreted Thursday, we'll concrete on Friday. And then out here, we're getting quite a bit of change now, starting to see some momentum. So Glyn's up in the distance, just finishing off the roadway. Kieran and Tom have just been doing the fencing. So here's the Kerbs. So they put that in and they grade the levels right, because the hardcore's built up too high at the moment, just so we can get in and out on the entrance. I'm going to start then grading and putting in the drains along the front of the building there to make sure no water goes in, because there's quite a lot of concrete here and don't want any water managing to get into the buildings. And they're curbing then all the way up to the concrete pad. We're going to get 22 fert tanks on the pad. We've now got that agreed and worked out exactly how many we can get on there. Then they're going to curb up the hill and start curbing for the drive. Then we can put the electric gate in, and then we can open up the onto the original drive. So yeah, quite pleased that it's starting to change. I think the curbs just make all the difference. And we're putting a drain in on the back here, which we'll put into a French drain, just so any water that comes off the fields doesn't flood in. It gets caught in the drain, it's going off into the ditch on the far end. And then Kieran and Tom have just been putting the gate posts in. They're curbing then up to it. We're going to just concrete through a couple of metres just past it. And they're going to finish off the curbs here. So we've got 24 foot, what's that, 7.5 metres there, which opens up into that field. And then we'll re-soil that, and then that will get grassed. Yeah, it'll be good. The barley's looking like it's changing colour already, just due to the lack of moisture. So we've had the 5 mil this morning, and before that we'd had, I think it was 6.8 mil. So in 8 weeks, we've effectively only had, well, if we just count this morning, I suppose, then we've had, 12 mil. So, and then we've got these high heats coming. This is where it's all going to change, and you'll start seeing these crops change very quickly. So, yeah, well, fingers crossed now. The concreting boys will be back next week. So we'll be at a point they're going to start concreting this way and working that way across the yard. So we'll be at a point we're going to be able to very quickly make some changes out here. Yeah, so Chris is, well, this is all grass seeded. He's power harrowed it. He's got it finished, rolled it with a little bow mag, picked out the stones and things. Excuse me. So they're just busy putting the drain in here for the gutters and the downpipes. Then they're going to just bring the fence down the side here. Started to finish off the water pipe install. Stoned up through there. Getting the manhole done here, getting another drain. Another drain sorted out here so we can come across for the next downpipe off this shed when it gets extended to the wall out there. Excuse me. And then Raymond will be able to paint this tank. So that'll be good, that'll look a lot smarter. So they're getting those roll-on, roll-off skips. So the floor that we're just lifting, this is not being wasted. This is now just going to get loaded onto one of the trailers when it gets back. If it's gone to collect stone, they'll load that up, and then that'll go off to Tim Austin at Haslingfield, and he'll crush that for us, and then we'll get that back. We'll be able to add it to the hardcore base that we're doing. So we've got some other large pieces at another farm. We're going to round it all up. I've got a pile of asbestos as well, which I'm having to palletise on a pallet and just build up the pile, and I have to get a skip in, which I think we're getting in from Mick George, which we'll then load that up and then get rid of that. It's amazing where it comes from. There's no asbestos on this farm at all. It's all on other farms, but where we're having to replace roof sheets or damaged panels, that sort of thing. And we'll get a skip in and send it away. I remember when I was a child, we used to bury it, but you're not allowed to do that anymore. We're getting to the back wall now on the milling wheat, so this should be gone by June. So it doesn't look very, apart from the 3,000 tonne, which is going to be left for August, so can't be far off it now. So I think we've probably got about 4,500 in there, so we've got about 1,500 tonne to go in the next couple of weeks. And then we're just emptying an oat shed around the corner, which we can have a look at, because there was 7,000 tonne of oats in it, and it was all going this month. So Steve's in here just going between the pipes. So the pipes come down, there's 4 pipes in this, 2 each side. And he's just undoing the pipes, and then he'll move these, cleans in between them. And so we're down, he gets this ready while there's no lorries here, so when the lorries turn up, he's got a pile ready on the back wall. So a little bit of dust in here, but this, I think we're down to probably about 1,200 tonne if I was to guess. So you can see it goes right up to the top. You can see the dust line all the way up there to the bottom of the belt, on the underside of the belt. These are the fan houses, so the end of those pipes, which effectively are drainage pipes. So if we damage one, we can just go get another one, from a builder's merchant, and then we cut the slots in it. But this is at the opposite end, so these are, you've got twin axle fans here, and then you've got a muffler on the end. And then there's the 2 this side, there's a replicate on the other side of the door, there's another 2. So all of these are kept in the dry on the lean-tos, so the rain can't get in around that and then get sucked into the store with capillary action. So, and this is all automatic on these. From the Robidome program, they'll turn these on and off automatically. So Ferret's here at the moment. That's his number plate, Ergot, and the gentleman he's with is got dry on his number plate, does dryers. And they're both, they're here to look at updating the grain hospital to actually turn it into a 6 channel from a 5. So looks like we'll be taking out potentially the 5 channel colour sorter and replacing it with another one. So they're just working out how they're going to get it in, or whether we can run them in tandem. So it's had its new hitch put on, and so they've done that. It's had a tilly now, so had a change of tyre, where 2 tyres on it, where it had been run without dragging it, basically on a forklift, I think it was a forklift, without plugging the brakes in, so dragged it and flat spot 2 tyres, which is really annoying. And also there's the new 5th of the 5th, that's the new colour certificate for the Tilly Pass to say it's been done, so that's ticked off the list. Yeah, Raymond's just busy getting the painting the end one there, just tidying it up, and then just going to tidy up the next one, just where the black has started to wash off. This is an outlying farm. We rent this farm, so they're just tidying it up, and while it's in between the rain showers. So I've just met Ryan. The first time I met Ryan was actually I was at the awards dinner back in was it November? Or
It was
October,
October,
and he
yeah.
won.
I'd won Farm Manager of the Year.
Farm Manager of the Year, and he was a table over, and anyway, he was very enjoying himself somewhat.
Intoxicated would be the word I would use, James.
I think he did very well getting on stage. There's going to be the three of us at Cereals on the first day at 9:30 on the Hectare stand. Is it Hectare stand we're on?
No, on the seed.
It's a KWS
The main
stand.
stage. The
Oh, and you tell me off for not reading your bits of paper. And you write.
It's a KWS
So she
stand.
turns up and she's got this bit of paper.
Like I read the script. We're going to go off
Okay.
script anyway.
You can see how this is going. Questions are premeditated. And so Ryan and I have said it's boring. We're not doing that. You're going to have to just make them up.
Yep.
So anybody that wants to ask questions based on grain marketing or anything about Ryan, then just send it in the comments and we will.
All right, big dog.
We will basically. Big dog. And Andrew, who's very serious, not like Ryan and I, and they're trying to rein us in.
Hold it together.
Yeah, he's going to hold it together, aren't you?
Wow.
You're like the glue of this sandwich.
I don't know about that.
Lizzie basically is not happy, so we're having to do a retake, and anybody knows I don't do retakes just because apparently you've got it all wrong.
Yeah, okay.
And she can't cope with the fact that I'm going to have a lot of pleasure putting the word with an arrow wrong.
Yeah, a big X, isn't it?
So where is the talk we're doing?
Seed to shelf stage, 9:30 on the first day, 11:30 on the second day.
Right, so we've got Ryan, who's top farm manager of the year. And until when? When does your title fall off?
October again.
Okay, so you're all right. So
I'm
you're
I'm
6 months
Just
in.
in.
You're all right. Yeah. You're all right.
Gotta get it right.
Gotta go out now.
And then and Andrew, as head of Hectare. Is that the right title? Head of,
Founder.
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 of Hectare, not head of. Who's head then?
CEO, Jamie McInnes.
Okay. And anyway, unfortunately, they've got me as well.
A-list
So-
celeb, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, stop it now.
YouTube
Have a,
celebrity of the year.
something in my own lunchtime. And we're going to talk about effectively grain marketing, and we've got different views. We just found out over lunch on how we like to trade, so we're going to have a bit of sparring, I think, on that. And any questions any of you might have, send them in the comments, and Lizzie will write them down. Just already told them about some of the comments that I didn't fully understand, but I now do.
No liking
We're not going to write that
comments
one,
for
are
you.
we? That will not be one of them. Yeah.
One of the
But I
questions
could
is-
answer it now. Yeah. But very good. Anyway, so Paul is here for our annual review of Spaldings prices for the season going forward.
Yep.
And what stocks we're going to use. This is where I'm delighted because we haven't used as much as we thought we had, and Paul's disappointed because we haven't used as much.
Well, it's a double-edged sword. I'm disappointed you haven't used so much, but also
It's a testament to the parts.
it's a
to show
testament to the parts
yeah.
that we've been doing spares for yourself for a long time.
And some.
I would say probably 10, 12 years.
Oh no, more than that.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Do
longer
you
than
think?
that. Oh, easy.
So you would have been in your 30s then when...
Oh, that was cruel. That was really cruel.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I would have been. You're
Yeah,
quite
in your
right.
30s, yeah.
That's quite right. You should get me to sign a bit of paper for the next year before you abuse me.
Yeah. No. It's just an observation.
And you're about to share the same week as me, but you're 10 years apart.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll be turning
Sorry about
60.
that.
Yeah.
You'll be thinking about your gyro next.
I am thinking I do get free prescriptions when I turn 60.
Is that right?
Yeah,
And a
you
bus
do.
pass.
I'm not sure about that. I don't think they do that anymore.
So we've got dry season coming up, parts, Paul, in terms of availability.
Yep.
I know we covered a bit of this when we went to Sheffield. You've secured some very good stocks in advance, haven't you?
We have,
tungsten. So tungsten, what is the percentage difference now currently with tungsten?
I saw a report the other day where they were saying that the actual tungsten component, the actual tungsten material, had gone up. I think it was something like 550% in the last 12 months. I know it's only a small part of the part that we produce, but it's a big increase.
So, if it turns wet, come harvest, obviously cultivation regime will change tremendously.
Yeah.
But as it stands today, it's difficult to see if it will be mould draining. Subsoiling probably would, to date, wouldn't look necessary with
Yeah.
the cracks in the soil. If you can hear the noise in the background, they're cutting concrete for us in the yard to dig out to try and replace some of the broken yards. So that's what the noise is. But we've there's no telling, is there? I know we think we're quite close to harvest, but a lot can change in the next couple of months.
I think the good thing, because we've been supplying you with parts for, we'll say 12 years, maybe longer. But we've got good history of
Yeah.
what your usage is.
Yeah.
So we'll take an average of what
Of
you
varied seasons.
And we'll take an average, and then we can take a punt on, it's going to be dry,
Yeah.
it's wet, and then we can increase, decrease on the parts that go on the shelf. But
So fixing machinery pre-harvest, we are thereabouts. It's just a bit of chaser bins and carry on doing some tilly testing. But the main bulk of utilising spares that we have done over the winter to put machines winter ready, we've done. So it is now merely, we're just waiting to see what the season presents ourselves.
It's nice and early.
Yeah.
So it's always a good time of year to come down and get
Stock
this done.
take, yeah.
We'll get the stock on the shelf. You're ready to go.
Yeah.
And as machines, which I think probably you've taken machines through the workshop already, but you're there ready to go when you need to go.
I mean, effectively, if we're in a position where we're running out of parts, this is how we ended up doing what we do. Is effectively that year I was welding points on points because I'd run out of stock.
Yeah.
And that's now why we do this pre-harvest, isn't it? Is where we stock the shelves effectively to avoid that problem happening again.
Absolutely. And we're living in difficult times at the moment. Anything could disrupt supply chains. So it's good to get things sorted out early.
I think it was 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it, because I was running top downs.
Yeah.
And that was the point. I remember welding the points on points to keep going.
Yeah, I think originally when we first started doing your spares, I think it was you had top downs.
Yeah.
You were running Cousins machines,
Yeah.
Patriots, and usage of spares was very, very high.
Yeah.
When I looked today before I came down just to have a look at the average, I thought, wow.
Yeah, I think a lot of that might be as well for when you take on a new farm.
Yeah.
Typically, you might subsoil all of it to create a reset.
Yeah.
So depending on the size of the farm is determinant of how much.
Yeah.
Of course, we were doing sugar beet and potatoes as well then, so we would have been subsoiling the year after those crops, and we always subsoiled for spring crops. The rotation's changed. We're not doing the sugar beet and potatoes, so that's reduced the amount of subsoiling. And we're perhaps not doing the same level of spring crops we were once doing.
But if you can remember, back in the early days, it wasn't too much. You weren't using too many tungsten parts. They were just box standard parts.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
And things have moved on to a point where you are using tungsten parts.
Yeah.
We're supplying, tungsten parts with high chrome content castings as well. So everything's lasting longer, which is a good thing for you.
Yeah.
Not so good for me.
Yeah, well, you price it accordingly, though, don't you?
No.
Stop it now. Just final question, Paul. Are you going cereals this year?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And Spaldings as a stand has got quite a big stand.
Yeah, I mean, we're gearing up for show season now. So the first show that we'll do will be the Royal Cornwall show, which is that's first week in June.
Yeah.
We come back from Royal Cornwall, then it's straight to cereals.
Yeah.
But the cereals will be showcasing a lot of new products that we've brought in this year.
Okay.
And we've gone really big on PTO, so that would be the big launch.
As in, sorry, just to be clear, do you mean PTO shafts?
PTO shafts.
And
so
covers and things like that?
We're doing a whole range of components for PTO, so down to tubing, down to hardy splicers, UJs, slip clutches.
Will you have the mowers and things like the one we have?
We'll be showcasing Lopez Garrido, but also we'll have Kinsella machines on there, and we've got representation from Kinsella on our stand.
Garrido, it sounds like a singer, doesn't it?
Or Lopez Garrido.
Yeah.
You're going to invite him to your party?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He invited me to go to his summer house.
Yeah,
didn't he?
you did.
Yeah, nice man.
Yeah, very nice guy.
Yeah,
lovely family.
Unfortunately, his summertime is my harvest time. That's the only downside.
No, cereals is a really good opportunity to showcase a lot of new products that we've brought in. So I'd say the big one will be PTO.
So Friday we're going to go and have a look at the Trail of Dreams, see how that's getting on, see what the progress is. There should be concreting in the main yard where the grain stores are, getting that finished off, which looking forward to that getting put right. And there's nothing worse, I don't think, than having to put right something that you've already paid for. And then outside the workshop, that's historical area of concrete, which over time has started to break up. So we're taking the opportunity to make good on that. And then we will hopefully start to see some concreting happening in the main big area. So as we all know, I do like a bit of concrete. But anyway, hopefully you all notice I'm sporting a new gilet, which Simon and Tom are feeling pretty pleased about, because the long time in the making, and all of these wonderful individuals here are making sure that we're able to do what we do. So forever grateful, and this side pays my wages. So hopefully you'll all jump onto the shop and be able to get some. They're panicking, of course, that they won't have any stock come cereals, but I think we'll be fine. But anyway, we'll do a bit of a roundup at the end of the week on cereals and things, and look forward to seeing you towards the end of the week. All the best. Bye-bye.